everyone, this is Just Network TV bringing to you more accurate news from all around the world. Please kindly subscribe to our channel if you're yet to do so, and if you have done so, we say thank you. Now to the news. The Emir of Argungu says that IPOB should know that if Igbo people breaks up from Nigeria, they will suffer because they don't have enough land. That is what the Emir says, and this is so shocking to hear such things from people like this from Nigeria. It means that they are really afraid of the Igbos breaking up from Nigeria. It means they are really afraid, because if an emir, a prominent emir for that matter, can be saying that, that if the Igbos break up, they will suffer. Who is going to suffer? It is the Hausas themselves that don't have anything. Seriously. Maybe they have granite anyway, but aside granite, what do they really have? And it is, is it everybody that loves granite? Is it everybody that eats granite? And what is the economic value of the granite they have? They used to have it. I don't even think they have it anymore. So for an emir to be saying such things, seriously, it's trying to diminish what the IPOB stands for, or what they are fighting for. He's trying to put fear into people, into the Igbo people, but he has forgotten that these people are really determined. They are really determined to have what they want. They are determined to go. Instead of all these people to form a round table and discuss with the Igbos and see what they want and see if something good can come out from it, they keep saying damaging words like this one now. Who are you to determine that some people will suffer because they don't have enough land? How many countries do we have in the world that don't have enough land and they are doing well? Does Kuwait have enough land? But they are doing better, well, than Nigeria. So I don't understand what he's saying. That if they don't have it, because they don't have enough land, they should not go, or what? So let's see what he says. Alhaji Mohammed Mera is the Emir of Argungu, a first-class monarch in Kebbi State and foremost traditional ruler in Nigeria. In an exclusive interview, he says, and he warned that Nigeria risks another devastating civil war if the call for the country's breakup are not halted. He says the nation is better off as one entity. Who is it to really say the nation is better off? I don't understand. I don't get it. Things are not working in Nigeria. Is it because these people, it's like they lose touch because they are up there? They lose touch because everything they want, they can get. These people say they are leaving, and you're saying we are better off if we are in one entity. He also said whatever restructuring will take place in this country, he said his sincere advice is that we are better off to remain one Nigeria than divided into pieces. Well, that is his own opinion. Everybody is entitled to his own opinion. But for me, the people that will really suffer most are the houses. I'm telling you the truth. It is true. Here and there might be glitches, there might be hardship a little bit, but hereby and then, the Igbos will survive because they've been surviving. They've been surviving without the help of Nigerians, without the help of Nigerian government. They know how to survive. They really do. And that is why they keep surviving. He advised further. He says, I keep on telling my friends in the southeast, south region of Nigeria that it will be a sad day for me whenever any of them will have to collect visa before they could visit me. I mean, how many Igbo friends does he even have? He's talking about people visiting him. Visiting you for what? They don't need to visit you. Once they go, that's it. You know, he says there is strength in numbers, unity. We are over 150 million people now in terms of our population, and there was a forecast that before end of the century, Nigerian's population will exceed 300 million, making us the most populous nation behind China and India. We don't really need that. To be populous and to be wretched, is that what we need? We don't need that. We don't want that. That is not that will not work. Because right now, it is true, we are many. But we are many and we are suffering in the midst of plenty. So it's for my own opinion is we are better off dividing. We are better off. If we can't live together, let everybody go his or her own ways. You know? Yes, there is strength in numbers, but if the numbers are not really working, what do we need the numbers for? Then he goes further and said, if you look around the world today, the most successful nation are those with highest population. Who said that? Who tell him that? Where is he from, Seth? Where is he from? Is he really living on this earth? You should go out there and see other nations smaller than Nigeria making headways, striving, surviving. You know, not if they are living beyond surviving. So I don't know where all these leaders get their own from. I'm surprised that he can even say that. You know, he goes further to say, our problem is that we are not patient with our leaders. From 1960 till now, we don't have a steady light. How well can we be patient until everybody die in Nigeria before he knows we are patient? No good infrastructures, no basic amenities. Everything in Nigeria, you as a common man, you have to produce it for yourself, provide it for yourself. You have to provide the borehole for yourself. You know, even the light, you have to get a generator if you want a constant light, or you get the solar system. But how many people can really get the solar system now? It's expensive. It's expensive. So I don't know what this particular man is saying. It is so sad hearing such things from a first class, what's it called now? A first class Emir saying all these jargons, because to me it's jargons. You know, let's go further and see what he says. He says our problem is that we are not patient with our leaders. That is so funny, that we are not patient. From 1960 till now, he's still telling us we're not patient. Okay, I think our Mumu don't do. He says, just imagine if Igbo breaks away, how many land space do they have? I leave that to them now. Leave that to them. You leave that to them. You don't need to judge about that. Before independence or before the amalgamation, they've been living and surviving. So forget about the space. Forget about the land. They will survive and they will strive, because I know them. They are warriors. They survive even in the midst of nothing. So forget about land or no land. He says the same thing with Yorubas. He says the same thing with us in the northern region. You can talk about your own northern region, because definitely you don't have anything to survive on. You don't have basic amenities. You don't have like all the mineral resources to survive on. You're surviving on the mineral resources of others. Just imagine Danjuma having an oil well in the east and Hausa man. Meanwhile, the main eastern people don't even have oil well. He says every part of this country has something to offer to other regions. So how many things have they offered to other regions, aside wanting them to be always the leader? Haba. Enough is enough. Our mumu don't do now. These people they keep lying to us all the time. He says the same thing with the Yorubas. Leave them. Let's even break and see who will suffer. Maybe it is the Yorubas that will suffer, or the Igbos that will suffer, or the Hausas themselves. What can they produce? What are they producing? That is saying the Yorubas and the Igbos will suffer. Then he goes again and says every part of this country has something to offer to other regions. The Hausas don't have anything to offer other regions. Let's be frank. Let's be truthful. They don't have anything to offer. They don't. It is so surprising that an Emir of Argungu can be saying all these things just to embed fear into people, so that they'll think twice on their agitation. Then he goes further to say, whatever our grievances are, let us embrace dialogue and address our differences. For how long are we going to be embracing dialogue? We've been embracing dialogue even before the amalgamation in itself, and it's not working. Forget it. It's not working. What we believe in is different. What each and every one of us believe in is different. The way the Yorubas want to be governed is different. The way the Igbos want to be governed is different. The Hausas, they want to be governed with the Sharia law. So let them go with their own Sharia law. This man is just, I don't know what he's thinking for him to even grant this interview. Then he says, whatever I hear our people are agitating for Biafra here. Then he says, another region calling for breakup. Then he goes on to say again, he says, just imagine if Igbo break up or break away, how many land space do they have? The same thing with the Yorubas. The same thing with us in the northern region. Speak for yourself. Don't speak for the rest of the country. The Hausas should speak for themselves this time around. Then he goes around and says, every part of this country has something to offer to other regions. The Hausas don't really have anything to offer. They only take from other regions. They steal from other regions. They loot from other regions. They don't have anything to really offer other regions. Then he goes further to say, we are better the way we are now. Come on. So, I'm sad right now with this statement that we are better the way we are now. What is this man really thinking? To say we are better the way we are right now. Wow. I don't know what to call this man. I'm telling you the truth. I don't know what to call him. He says, whatever our grievances are, let us embrace dialogue and address our differences. Yes, we can address our differences, but we have been doing that. and it's not working. So let everybody part ways. Then he goes and says, whenever I hear our people are agitating for Biafra here, another region calling for breakup, I feel sad. You should feel sad because definitely the North are going to suffer. They are going to pay for all the atrocities they have caused other regions. They must pay. Then he says, we must not forget what happened to Yugoslavia or something like that. What is our own business with that and others? He said we should not forget what happens to other nations. Yugoslavia. What is our business with Yugoslavia? He says they separated into 7 nations. Yes, we can even separate into 100 nations. It's none of his business. It is his business right now because they are looting from other regions, enslaving other regions. You know, he says their country was the most vibrant nations in Europe in terms of economy, but today they are small nations with inadequate resources to cater for their citizens. They are different from us, so don't even use that one to judge anything. He says there should be a big lesson to us. Come on, let's even break off for like, let's say 10 years and see what will happen. Let's come together and agree, okay, let everybody go his or her separate ways for 10 years and see what will happen, and see who will suffer and see who will not suffer. He says if we break up, all of us will suffer for it. Well, leave that to us now. He says because we have many ethnic groups and tribes across the country. Then he goes further to say we were separated today. If we were separated today, each of these ethnic groups will start rising against each other, waging supremacy war. Then he goes further to say, may God forbid that will be the beginning of civil war. Instead, we should continue to pray for our leaders, unite for the country's survival and development, speaking on how to put to an end the agitation in Nigeria. The monarch says we need to fully tap our potentials. We were made to understand that Zamfara state is the richest state in Nigeria in terms of gold deposits. These people are just lying to themselves. It says, have we fully utilized these potentials? He says also, Kebbi State is blessed with gold and other miners resources. In fact, each state across Nigeria has 2 or more natural resources that could change the economy of this country for better. So why is it not changing? Why is it not getting better? Because you guys are not allowing it to be better. Then he goes further to say, we were also told that there are large deposits of gas in the northeast. Let us bring all these potentials out, utilize them, and I am optimistic that all these threats of breaking away, restructuring, and others will be history in our country. See, I don't know what to say to this man's interview. But what I can just say is this, that he is not speaking reality. He's speaking in terms of where he is. They are up there, and when they are up there, they lose touch with the reality on ground. And that is exactly what is happening. You should go and tell that to people that can't even afford to pay rent. You should go and tell that to people that they can't afford to feed their family. You should go and tell that to people that can't even go to school because they don't have money to do that. You should go and tell that to graduates 15 years, 20 years graduate without no job. You know? So for me, that is my own opinion. No, this man is saying rubbish. You know, they're just trying to put fear into us. You know, so that we won't go ahead with our plans. So that we'll have a rethink and say, okay, maybe they are saying the truth. But for me, seriously, he's not saying the truth. So please, what do you think about this particular news? Let's discuss together. I mean, let us hear your thoughts. Let us hear your opinion concerning this particular interview that this man granted. You know, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you have done so, we say thank you. If you're yet to do so, please do. We're waiting for you. Thank you. Bye.